Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Catching Up With You, the last episode of the new season of the first half, because there's gonna be a second half of the second season. So halfway of the halfway point, you know what I'm saying? No, we're halfway to the whole end. I don't know anymore. Anyway, today we're talking to someone who I've been able to follow their career for a little bit of time now, and I just love where it's going. It's only just the beginning. We are talking about Latrisha Talley, who, is just a glowy human being. Loved chatting with her, and I'm so excited for y'all to catch up with her as well. But before we do that, you know the deal. Go ahead and go to Pound Town on that like and subscribe button. And if this summer is starting to set in and you're just feeling so frisky, go ahead and give that notification bell a little pickle tickle. And let's get on with the show. Hello.
Hi.
I'm so glad you're here.
Me too. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. I have been following your career since we met at the Black Writers Group. And
Yes.
I just have to say, it's been pretty phenomenal.
Thank you.
You
Yeah,
know?
a lot has happened. I think we met at the beginning of 2020.
Yeah.
Before everything blew up.
Yeah. It was hey, a couple meetings and then there you go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, but you've been doing amazing work though from that time. It's
a lot has happened in the past 3 years. Yeah.
Yes. So take me through a rundown of that, how and if the pandemic affected that, and was it positive or was it a negative situation that kind of you had to turn some things over real quick to start that trajectory?
Yeah. So, wow. At the beginning of 2020, it's funny because I had made up my mind. I'm pretty sure everybody says this a lot, this is going to be my year.
Ooh. Famous last words.
Okay. So I had been in New York for 3 years at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And I was kind of getting burnt out with the audition scene. And I was like, okay, I have to do something else. I had started taking acting classes. I was having a great time there. I started volunteering with Black Film Space, which is how you and I met.
Yes.
So I started volunteering with them as one of their event organizers and hosts. And started auditioning more, and I was feeling really great. And then everything shut down. And I was like, okay. And of course, no one knew how long it was going to last, how long we were going to be quarantined. And so, of course, then everything went virtual. So I started having acting classes virtually. And those meetings, the networking groups and panels and workshops and things, everything was virtual. So it was literally everything happened on the screen.
Well, now I'm forcing you back into the box.
Okay. We never left, really.
Yeah.
It's kind of been a constant. But yeah, I think during that time, I was getting kind of antsy, and I was like, okay, I need to do something. Do I need to write something, film something, create something? I don't know.
Yeah.
And I had been following a few different accounts on Instagram, and I came across this one account. I don't know how I found it, called Actor Blueprint. And they were offering a giveaway, a self-tape kit giveaway. So they were giving away a lighting kit and things like that to help with self-tapes, because by then everything had started to become virtual.
Yeah.
And so I applied, or I entered the giveaway, and I didn't win that, but I won a spot in their course, their agent manager course. And at that time I didn't have representation. And so through that course, I was able to get an agent and a manager. And so the auditions started coming in, and I continued taking classes online, and going to casting director workshops and things like that. And then I started booking stuff.
That's fantastic
in the
though.
middle of a pandemic. And it was so weird because I was literally meeting people and auditioning virtually and via self-tape. And honestly, I think prior to that, I had done a few self-tapes here and there, but everything was pretty much in person. And so self-taping was still fairly new to me. I didn't even have my own setup. I didn't have lights. I think I was just using like my phone, which I still do use to this day.
I mean, look, okay.
I have a camera, but I still prefer to use my phone.
Them phones is too expensive, okay?
Yeah. And look, I get hate. I get a lot of hate because I have an Android, but my Android takes good photos. Yes.
There will be no Android slander over here, okay? Yes. Not in the slightest. No.
But yeah, so I really just like was challenged during that time to kind of adapt to the changing times and grow as an artist. And also like from that point, we're no longer just actors. We're the actors, directors, editors, camera people, lighting, sound, all of that stuff. So I was learning a lot. Yeah, I was learning a lot. And yeah, I just started booking stuff and here we are.
I mean, yeah, because like I mean, A League of Their Own just was, I mean, shame on you, Amazon, for canceling it. But like,
I know.
That show was fantastic. And I'm like watching and like, you know, and then I'm like, girl, okay, let me just you.
And also another interesting thing that happened because of the pandemic. Of course, everything has had to kind of have been like reorganized or restructured. But it was interesting not only to have that experience of this new auditioning process, but also the shooting process had to be different too. Because once things started to open up, people still wanted to make the content but still be safe. And so there were a lot of protocols that had to be put into place for filming. So like getting the announcement that you booked something was great, but then you had to stay well up until it was time to film, because I've had a lot of friends who booked something, but they got sick in between filming, in between the time that they booked it and the time that they were supposed to film, and they couldn't film it. You know, they had to recast it or whatever. And that actually happened to me once too. I booked a commercial and I tested positive for COVID and I couldn't go.
Yeah, because that'll shut down everything and just Wow.
So there was the process of booking and then having to test a few days before the shoot and then having to test once you get on set. And then also like staying in certain areas. I remember I shot a commercial one time and everybody had on masks and face shields, and they had these kind of like lunchroom long tables set out. And you could only sit, like one person could sit on one end and the other person would have to sit at the other end on opposite heads of the table. And like you would literally be having a conversation trying to meet your castmates, like, hey, how's it going? And like after a while, I was just like, this is too much. I'm just gonna read it. Like
sorry, I couldn't. What was that? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, just like, what's your IG? I'm gonna text it to you, bro.
Right. And there were all kind of protocols. I had a few out of town shoots during that time, and they were really strict about how you even got to set. Like some people couldn't fly or use public transportation because there was a risk of being around other people while you were commuting. So you had to drive, get a rental car, you know, whatever. It was wild. Yeah.
They're like, yes, we're gonna be shooting in Pennsylvania, but we're gonna need you to pick up this rental car at this time, and you're gonna have to drive in, and then you're gonna have to like loosely quarantine, and we're gonna have to take another COVID test. Oh my gosh. That's amazing. I mean, like for commercial shoots, it was pretty much that. Like you get on set, you test real quick, you go sit in your own little bubble, and you know, and you're wearing a mask up until they call you to the set, and then they take a mask off, do your thing, put the mask back on. Is that a good take? Were we good there? We want one more? Okay, reset, take your mask off, go do that, put your mask back on, let's go.
And don't talk about makeup. Like I know some of the makeup department was getting upset too, because there were some times where I get my makeup done and they'd be like, don't put your mask on.
And you're like,
and then you get to set and they're like, we need you to put your mask on. And I was like, but
you gotta roll the lips in. I'm sorry.
oh yeah.
But that's great though. And that's interesting. You said you found the actor's blueprint and you went into this class and from there you found your representation. I mean,
Yeah.
I know that doesn't happen for a lot of people to have that. So what was that experience like for you? Did you go in like, I mean, everybody goes in hoping that that happens, but
Absolutely.
was that kind of one of your, were you like, yeah, I'm going in, I'm gonna get this person, and we just gonna go from there?
Yeah, so I actually was fortunate enough through Actor Blueprint to get a lot of responses from representation. So I had like maybe like 5 or 6 interviews with different reps. And so I really had the opportunity to kind of decide which one I wanted to go with.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so I picked my top two, and I even had some of my friends from my acting class like have like practice uh, interviews with me
Yeah.
before I even met with them. So yeah, it was cool. Of course, I was nervous, but the fact that they even responded to my inquiry to even have a meeting was that gave me a little bit more confidence. Like, okay, they're interested in me, so
Yeah.
now I just have to close the deal.
Right. And I feel like a lot of actors forget that, just as much as they're choosing us to be on their roster, we're making the choice if we want to be on their roster too, because it's got to work both ways.
Absolutely,
If you're not vibing with them, like don't go with them just to be like, I have representation. Somebody is,
absolutely.
yeah,
It has to make sense for both parties. Yeah.
nice. So like so if you can talk about it, what's the next thing coming up for you?
So right now, I'm actually in the off-Broadway company of the play that goes wrong.
Okay.
So I'll be yes. So I'll be doing that for a while. I do have a couple of projects coming out. I don't know when they're coming out.
Fair, fair, fair.
So when I have more information about that, I'll probably more than likely post about it.
Yeah.
What else? I'm also writing the book for a musical.
Oh,
Uh,
nice.
yeah, so a lot of things in the works.
Yeah. And you were writing before all of this happened. Like you were creating your own content before this popped off. Did that kind of segue into like getting into finding an agent and getting back to like acting being the number one thing, or was that always your thing, like being the writer, the director, the actor, producer?
That just kind of happened.
Right.
But yeah, acting has been the number one for me. And then so I actually went to college for journalism. So acting and writing kind of went hand in hand for me for a while.
Mhm.
So yeah, I've kind of been doing them both simultaneously, and they've both kind of taken on a life of their own.
Yeah.
So I am excited to get more into like bringing them together,
Yeah.
with all these other new skills that I have learned.
Hey, right? It's like this whole process of learning how to edit has been, what is this? What is this? I don't know what this is, because
Yeah,
it's yeah, it's a lot.
yeah.
Just like I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I really don't. Like
I have good look. We live in an amazing time. Like if we don't know something, like literally, Google is our best friend.
it's like, how do I get rid of this thing? How do I do this other thing? Yeah.
Yes, because
That's
I have like a basic editing, not video editing knowledge. And once I get to a point where I'm like, okay, I want to do something different. I want to make this do this. Then I'm like, okay, how do I make this do this?
yeah. It's like, how exactly does that? Yeah. No, I like when I started this 2 years ago, it was I had Adobe Premiere Pro.
Yes, yes.
Nope. No. No. Just no, because everything just felt overwhelming in that, and it's not user friendly, especially for someone who's just learning these things. And so it was just like stress, and like I was like, nope, okay, we're not. I don't know. I will come back to this. And but now it's like there's so many different programs. I mean,
Yeah.
something like CapCut that you can like learn just on the fly with that, and I'm using like Filmora right now, which is fantastic, and then there's iMovie, and I'm just like, this is so good. Is it
Yeah, a
time
lot
to
of
come
options.
back? Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself doing your own films at some point, like
Absolutely,
creating? Yeah.
absolutely. I have actually participated in about 4 to 5 different 48-hour film competitions.
Ooh.
And actually, I went into those, started out in those competitions as a writer.
Okay.
So I have been on those teams. I think we've produced about 4 or 5 short films through that
Nice.
competition. Yeah, and definitely looking forward to shooting even more outside of the realm of a competition, just to shoot, for my
Yeah,
own. So
for sure. For sure. And like, so with those, did you do those in New York?
I did them in Nashville, where I'm
Okay.
originally from.
Nice, nice. Man, yeah, I've done a few of those here in Minnesota.
Oh wow.
They've been interesting.
Oh, it's wild. It is wild. Like making a film from start to finish in 48 hours is
It's
wild.
you
It is
really
wild.
find out if you love it.
Oh, absolutely. But
Yeah.
I also think that it's a testament to, like, if you can do this within these confines in such a short amount of time, imagine what you could do without it. Like, you're just
Woo.
proving to yourself that you can get it done.
Heck
Now
yeah.
let's do it again on an even bigger and higher level.
For sure.
Hmm.
For sure.
Hmm.
It's like I remember the first film I did. Oh Jesus, that film was a mess. But at the end of the day though, it was like, but we did it, guys. We
Yep,
did it.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
you can
then
always find like little things to go back and be like, "Oh, I can improve that." But yeah, it's, you did it. You
you
have a
did
finished
it
product, and it's only going to get better from there the more you do it.
for sure. So what would your ideal role be?
Oh, I really want to be on a sitcom. I want to be a series regular slash lead on like a quirky family sitcom.
I love it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
just want to, something like a Blackish. Um, some of my favorite sitcoms thus far have been Abbott Elementary, Ted Lasso, and Jane the Virgin. So
Love it.
something along the like quirky kind
Okay.
of
Okay.
uh, 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 just
Yeah. So like we're putting okay. So small town girl moves to big city
okay.
to start her new life
Hmm.
as a something that's not creative. Um
Mm, not creative.
yeah. Well, not creative in the sense of acting or writing,
Right,
but like
right,
in
right.
that
Yeah,
sense for
because
like
everybody, yeah, that
yeah.
story has been done. Everybody always moves to New York to be the actress, the dancer, the
Yeah,
writer.
like, she's coming to work in what's another industry that's like big, like, I don't
Politics,
even know. Huh?
politics.
Oh.
Maybe she's gonna be
Ooh.
like a politician's aide or something, and then she
Yes.
ends up like taking his position. I don't know.
Ooh, no, but I like that though. So like the first season is her coming in and she's learning all the ropes and there's still that naivete and like there's someone that kind of brings her in under their wing, but they're kind of mean also.
Yes, yes. She
And so
finds out the corruption involved.
yes,
She's like, I
yes.
could
And
do this
then
better.
exactly. And then she like uncovers this coup, this like whatever's happening in there, and then she like busts it out, and then all of a sudden she's on every front page newspaper, and
Yes.
that's the
And
cliffhanger
of course,
of
it had to
season
happen by
one.
accident. She didn't intend for this to
Yeah.
happen.
It was just kind of like the first picture is literally her like, yeah, sorry, what? It's like, stop, no, what? No. Yep. There we go. There's your first season right
There we
there.
go. Let's write it.
Yep, let's do it. There
Put
you
it on
go.
film.
And then
Pitch
of
it.
course, like it's shot in like the mockumentary style.
Ooh,
So
yes,
it's like
yes,
dramedy going on.
yes.
Yes. I like it.
Hmm.
I like
Yeah.
it. There you go. That's your next leading role right there. Boom.
Boom.
Done.
And secondary, I also really, really want to be the lead heroine in like like an action film.
Oh, yes.
It's totally outside of my type, but I really want to.
But it's just so fun.
It's
so
I want to do
fun.
it so bad. I want to kick some ass. Like
I like to believe we're slowly moving into a time because you see like film actors going to TV and TV actors going to film, and then everybody's doing plays. That what is type anymore?
Right.
You know,
right.
If you can get that one role in there, and or like let people see you, even if you just make something for yourself, boom.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, you're like the next action star. You're out here, Charlize Theron and people, and you know, like Woman King 2.0.
Okay.
Like, you know. So I'm like, what is type anymore?
That's true. You know, that's very true. Especially now that everybody is making their own content too. It's like, why are we waiting around for somebody to cast us as that when we can cast ourselves? So
heck yeah, and I 100% am down with that. Like, and especially like for us as Black women, it's like people refuse to see us outside of these little boxes that they put us in. So it's like, you can try to put me in that box, but I'm about to show you. And so I love it. I love it. Yeah. So yes, I wholeheartedly, yes. That could be like, I mean, you could actually mix those two together.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
They
it
don't
could be
know.
a double life type thing too. Yeah, where she's one thing during the day and she's kicking butt at night. Yeah.
Just saying. There was Alias. There, I mean, it could happen.
Yeah.
It could happen. Yeah. I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it. Yes. 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 If there was a director that you could work with now, who would it be?
I don't know.
It's like,
I don't know.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. I really, I read this article that I think it's Olivia Wilde has this like no assholes on set policy.
Yeah.
And if that's true, I would love for her to direct me.
I mean, you know, if we're leading with that, let's do it. Let's have some fun.
That's just something that stuck out in my mind. But yeah, I have not identified like my dream director. I have not. I've identified like dream co-stars and stuff. Like I would really love to work with Jamie Foxx, Samuel L. Jackson, Tracy Ellis Ross.
Fun.
Yeah. Those are a few.
That's your like political mockumentary though, right there.
Hey. Maybe a little Melissa McCarthy in there too, you know.
I love it. I love it. Melissa McCarthy is like the direct aide to the president. And
is she my nemesis? Like I feel like we could have like a comedic standoff. Like
I love it. I love it. There's the stare off, just like
Tracy could be my mom or my aunt or something. Like
just calling in on you. So how's it going?
Right. Love it.
Like,
love it.
Pop-up visits, like. I mean, nobody gets to steal this idea, by the way.
Okay, it's copywritten just by the fact that we're talking about it right now.
Exactly. You know where it originated from. Do not steal this idea.
Right, put the timestamp on it.
Like, seriously. And then Samuel Jackson coming in.
Yes.
Man in Black. Motherfuckers everywhere.
Everywhere. He's going to be my sensei. Yeah, he's going to teach me everything I need to know.
She's like, what about this? Motherfucker, what?
She's like really averse to curse words.
Yeah. Like, it's gonna be a long night for you.
Yes.
And eventually you like implement a swear jar.
Yes.
So he just comes in with $100 bills. Just
okay. Do I rub off on him or does he rub off on me at the end of the day? Do I end up like with a potty mouth?
I don't know. I think it goes, it's a little bit of both. You know?
Like maybe I end up saying one curse word.
And everybody's
like a big like
yeah. Okay, girl. Oh.
Dark.
Guess you're gonna love sassing her after all. All right. Like, But of course, it's used incorrectly. So then,
Oh, that makes it even. Oh, that makes it even funnier.
so it's just like
Even funnier.
almost,
Close.
almost. We're gonna work on that. We'll get there. We'll get there. No, I love that. And like, I mean, with the way that things are going in that upward motion, I mean, I genuinely can see that happening for you. Cause like, yeah, it just I don't know. For me, it's incredibly inspiring to see that work and seeing you on screen. And I'd be telling everybody, I was like, yeah, we ran this reading group together and she's there. And they're like, isn't she fantastic? Didn't you just love her character in this? And da-da-da-da-da. So it's like, yeah, but like, I'm over here shouting you out to anybody who will listen to me.
Thank you. Thank you.
So at what point in your life did you know that acting was like, that's the thing?
Probably when I was 6 years old.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my mom used to stage our home videos. And so, as opposed to just walking around with a camera trying to catch us in our natural element,
Yeah.
she gave us things to say and things to do.
It's like, you're on candid camera now.
Exactly. So yeah, like I don't think my sisters enjoyed it as much as I did, but I ate it up. Like, what you want me to do? Okay.
It's like, oh yes, I was just, oh, you caught me. Oh my god.
What are you doing? I'm watching TV. What are you watching? The news. The TV is off. There's nothing on the TV.
It's like, oh, it's so fascinating. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
So my parents had us in all kind of activities just to kind of keep us out of trouble. We did like Girl Scouts, gymnastics, different kind of sports, and then I was involved in community theater. So yeah, I ate it up.
Yeah, you're just like, this is where we're going. This is where we're
Yeah,
going. So did
yeah,
you?
and it was fun for me. Like I didn't realize that it was a career, even as I was watching people on TV. And that was another thing that I used to do is when I would watch certain TV shows or movies, I would like reenact them. Like the big comfy couch, I would literally sit on my couch and stuff stuff in the cushions. And so when she was pulling stuff out of the cushions, I was too. And I was reenacting those scenes. I was reenacting Mary Poppins. A spoon, the robot, the cough syrup was peanut butter. We do a spoonful of peanut butter.
Much better than anything else. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, like I was always, just really excited about just performing. So,
Yeah.
and I just never really knew it was like a career.
Yeah. At what TV or film did you watch where it did like that switch went off for you though?
In terms of like this is something that I want to do, or
Yeah, like where it became like instead of like playing and reenacting to like, oh, this is something that I could actually pursue. Like I can see myself now on that.
I actually wouldn't attribute that to a particular TV show or film. I'd actually attribute that to one of my teachers when I was in, I think, 7th or 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Miss McCurdy.
Shout out Miss McCurdy.
Yes, she was a creative writing teacher, but she was also the coach for the speech, debate, and forensics team.
Mm-hmm.
And so she really encouraged me in both of those aspects with creative writing as well as performing. And she really, gave me the confidence and inspiration that this is something tangible for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I love it. I love it when you can have teachers, especially that are like, trust me, you got this. Get out there, do the thing.
Absolutely.
Hold on one second. My green screen is attacking me. It's starting to like. Can you like relax? No, you can't. Okay, this is not. Okay. No longer being attacked. But it was like I kind of saw the shadow and then it's just like Jesus, calm
It's
down.
trying to get his 15 seconds.
Seriously, like, hey everybody. I'm the sign, just so you know. Hey. I'm like, no. No.
Maybe I can be an actor too.
Yeah, right. It's like, I'm here. Hello, everybody. No. Relax. Not your time.
Right.
But it's like, I'll give you a highlight video later. No.
Later.
Like,
A special
jeez.
thanks in the
Gosh.
credits.
No. Do you plan on staying in New York for the foreseeable future of your career, or do you find yourself ever heading to the West Coast?
I do not see New York as my forever home, but I haven't really spent a lot of time in LA either, so I don't know how I feel about that, especially from what I hear about it. But I think
I do that as someone who's going back there at the end of the year.
yeah.
It's time.
I feel like I kind of, it sounds cliche, but I do sometimes feel like all roads lead back to LA.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're initially, I moved to New York because theater was my first love, and I was really focused on Broadway. But now I feel like my endeavors have kind of expanded. So I love theater, I love film, I love TV. So I kind of want to do it all. So I feel like that does kind of lend itself to being able to kind of move around. So.
Yeah. Bi-coastal living.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm here for it. Yeah. I told my friends, I was like, I'm actually bi-coastal. I'm just slumming it right now in the Midwest. So
okay.
I'm not long for here. So don't.
Yeah. And there are people, who don't live there, and they definitely do just bounce back and forth. I kind of think, I don't know if I want to live there.
Yeah.
But we shall see.
Yeah. I thought I wanted to live in New York. No, I didn't.
Surprisingly, I really do love New York. I will say that I don't consider myself a New Yorker, but like I definitely sometimes feel like I have that New Yorker attitude because I've been here for a while, and it's like, okay, I don't know, I'm at the point where like I'm past the, oh my God, it's so great to be here. Oh my God. And then it's like, okay, I live here now.
It's whatever.
And now it's just like,
oh my God, yes, we get it. It stinks. Chill out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, can you please move out of the subway entrance? Like, step to the side. Let the people off the train first.
Oh my God. No, like, okay, so I was there for almost 5 years. And yeah, like I was never like New York. It was kind of like, I was always kind of like, okay, I'll try it. We'll see what happens. But yeah, no, after a couple of years, like I went to Stella Adler, and a couple friends came to my graduation show, and they're like, do you know how fast you were walking?
Yes. Yes. I catch myself every time I go back home to Nashville. I'm in the airport and I catch myself and I'm literally like, oh.
It's like every other place is in slow motion.
Yeah, it does feel that way.
It's just like, they were like, girl, we can't keep up with you. I'm like, what are you talking? I'm walking with the foot traffic. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I don't understand. And then like, you're weaving through tourists, bobbing, weaving everything. And they're just like, Amber, Amber, we can't, girl, you better push the people out of the way and keep pushing. I don't know what you're doing.
Yes, you definitely adopt the New York mentality without even realizing it. It just kind of overcomes you.
And I don't know, like, so my directness is not, it kind of clashes with the Minnesota niceness.
Yeah.
Sometimes. So I'm just like, we're not gonna beat around the bush. Yeah. This is the problem. Oh my God, why would you say that? Because it's the problem. Like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know, but it's something to put in the toolbox.
Absolutely.
Just
Absolutely.
hold it in there. It's like you
Hmm.
need that sometimes. You need that for your
Absolutely.
action star. That's what you need it for.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, Channel the New Yorker.
Yes. It's
Yes.
like don't play with me. Don't play
Yes.
with me right
I have somewhere to be. I do not have
now. Right?
time.
It's like
Yeah,
no,
yeah, yeah. They're building whatever.
as we are into this late stage panorama, do you
Hmm.
feel that as an actor there's more space for you, like just
Mm.
to be out there than before the pandemic?
Mm. I don't. I feel like the space was always there. Um,
I like that answer.
yeah, I feel like it was always there. Um, I guess as I have progressed within the past few years, it's become to it seems more and more tangible.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it seems closer.
Yeah.
I can see the light on the horizon. Um, yeah, I think I think before it was kind of like an idea or it was theoretical, and now it's like, oh, I'm I actually have my foot in the pool, like
Yeah.
you know. So
That's nice. Yeah. Like, so you never had those moments where it just felt like, I don't know if this is for me necessarily. Like it was just like, no, it's mine. I have to take the steps to get there.
yeah, um, I did feel I've been really blessed to have a really good circle of people around me,
Hmm.
and so it just never really felt like well, first of all, I've always been encouraged to like work hard, and I've always been encouraged that I could do it. I think the biggest obstacle has just been myself. So yeah, there have been times where I've like doubted and like questioned like what the heck am I doing? Why is it not happening yet? Is this even possible? What is the it that I'm even striving for? How will I know when I get it? Is it supposed to feel a certain way? Um, yeah, definitely just all the
Yeah, the up and downs, and then like you're just
yeah.
like, why? Yeah.
Yeah, but I think just the fact that I have such a strong foundation of support,
Hmm.
um, I've always just felt like it's possible.
Yeah.
And it's not like a kind of like a possessive thing, like, oh, I have to, I don't know, like, I have to do that thing and only that thing is for me. Like, it's really kind of like, well, I can do that, I can do that, or I can do that. Or one day I
Oh,
could wake up and just be like, I don't want to do any of this. What else is
yeah.
out there?
Oh man, I love that. I love
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Like I used to have the problem of being like people would say like niche down.
Hmm.
Be a writer if you're going to write, be an actor if you're going to act,
Hmm.
be a director if you're going to direct. And it would just never sit right in my spirit to be
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, I'll just focus on this one thing and like
Hmm.
go for I can't work that way.
I bet. Look, I change my mind so often, and I bounce around so much. That's why, again, I just say it's really great that I've had an amazing support system. The only person who ever tells me I can't do it is myself,
It's like
and
you
then I have to
can.
be like, "Girl, what is you talking
Yeah.
about?" But yeah, like literally, I have when I'm not doing creative things, when I was hopping from job to job, like I have always had a huge support system. I have this one aunt, unfortunately she has passed away, but she was always supportive in everything I did. Like when I was in college, she was always there, making sure I had everything that I needed. And then when I graduated, I started working for like a nonprofit organization, and she would give me books and things along the subject matter within that industry. And then I switched industries, and she started giving me books and sending me articles and things like that were with that industry. So it's like nobody has ever just been like, "What are you doing? Why do you keep hopping around?" Like they've kind of been like, okay, well, this is what she's doing now. All right, we're going to support that. And they may not have always agreed, but they was like, look, she'll figure it out. So let's just
Yeah.
encourage her as she is in whatever phase this is now.
Oh,
I will say that to the point where you said you feel like sometimes people try to like niche you down. I think it is definitely important to be focused on something, but I also think it's important that, like, you know, life changes, things happen. So like focus on that, do the best that you can in that. But if you change your mind and you feel like you want to do something else, that's fine. Or if you want to do two things at once, that's fine. But like, just when you're working on those things, like, just give them your all, you know, until it's just like, okay, I don't want to do that anymore. That was fun. What's next?
So you just spoke my childhood, but like I always had the thing, like, you know, get out on top. So it's like, I won all those races. I'm done running. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh my God. I used to play piano. I played piano for a year and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Played clarinet for like 2 or 3 years and I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. I played softball. I played softball. I played volleyball. I was a cheerleader. Like, yeah, like stuff just. And honestly, some of the stuff I probably wish I should have kept up. It would be great to know how to play an instrument right now, but you know, some
that's
stuff
true.
You can revisit. So.
But yes, exactly. I bought a drum set for myself because I'm gonna learn how to play the drums.
Yes.
Some way, somehow, I'm gonna learn. Coordination first is the most important thing, which I don't have in the way that one needs it, but we're getting there. We're figuring it out.
Yes, you can figure it out.
You know, there's this girl, Nandi Bushell, I believe. I hope I'm saying her name right. She's just this phenomenal young drummer, and she's gotten to play with Foo Fighters and Red Hot Chili Peppers and all these greats, and she's been playing instruments since she was like 3 years old.
Wow.
And I'm like watching her just go to town, and I'm like, I can't. Okay, we'll get there. Whatever. Yeah. It's fine. You know. Never be a Nandi, but you know what?
I never say never.
That's okay. That's all
right. Be an Amber.
I'll be an Amber.
There's already a Nandi.
You know what I'm saying?
Be an Amber.
I will be an Amber. Slightly uncoordinated, but full of gusto.
And that's your thing.
That's my thing. That's where we're at. It's like she gets there. Sometimes flipping and tripping, but she gets there.
She gets there in her own way, her own Amber way.
That's the name of my new memoir. She gets there.
Love it.
Good for her. She got there. Good. So you spoke about having a supportive family, and I mean, that's kind of life changing. And so they've always just kind of had your back on everything that you've had. What was that like?
I didn't realize it until later, you know. You know, when you have these existential crises, like when you're literally crying and just like everything's going wrong. It's like, what am I doing? And you realize, like, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
Yep.
Because you'll hear a lot of people, you know, the adages of like, oh, it doesn't matter who's telling you can't do this and you can't do that. And I thought about it and I was like, I really do not have people telling me that I can't do something. I literally have people telling me that I can do this. Like, I am my own worst enemy. The most negative things that I have heard have come from myself.
The call coming from inside the house.
Yeah, like seriously, like the only like kind of weird, frustrating thing sometimes is they don't always understand what I'm doing or what I'm going through, but they still try and they're still like really supportive, like,
which is super important.
Yeah.
Because like,
what is she call an audition? I don't know. Sometimes the terminology is weird and she'll be like, well, how did your something go? I forgot what she used to call auditions. How did you? I can't remember, but
How'd that thing go?
yeah,
No.
it's funny because they don't really understand, but they just try to be supportive, and sometimes they don't know what that means when I say I got this or I got that.
Yeah.
Like, okay, yay, that's good, right? Okay, yay.
Like, are we? What are we? Like, no, good.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I had to. I'm still trying to explain to my mom the difference between being on hold for a job and then booking a job and then actually doing the job.
Right. A lot of
Fair.
times I don't even say anything until filming has wrapped.
Fair.
And then it's like, I'm gonna be on TV. Oh great, when did you book it? Last year. We already shot it. It's gonna be on TV next week. It's gonna be on in the next hour.
Oh, Jesus, that's hilarious.
Sometimes it's not until after it's aired because I gotta look at it myself first to figure out if I even want to share the information. Like, oh, okay, you don't need to watch that.
No, I look, that's legit though, because the last thing you want to be like, oh, that was
When I tell you we live in such an amazing time, like back in the day, it was just like, okay, I have something coming out and let's see if I make the cut. Whereas now, you could literally, we're in the time of streaming. So literally if you miss it, you can DVR it or, you could just watch it later. So that's usually what I tend to do. I tend to like watch it myself first to make sure I even made the cut.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Oh.
And then I'll be like, hey y'all, I'm on TV. Here's how you can watch.
Oh my gosh.
There was one episode I was in something and I didn't watch it beforehand. And of course I knew where I fell in the episode because I had the script. But again, I didn't know if they had cut me out. Whatever, because there have been times where like all you hear is my voice and they never showed the shot of me and you just hear my voice.
And you're just like
but yeah, there was one episode where I was at the very end of the episode. Like I had people calling and texting me like, are you sure this is the right episode? Because the show is about to go off and I still haven't seen you yet. Did I miss you? And I was like, no, I'm at the very end of the episode. It's coming. It's coming. I promise. Well, girl, it's only one commercial break left and the show about to be over. The credits are about to roll. I was like, it's coming.
Yeah. And then it's like right there. Okay.
And then it's like you see this much of me.
It's like no, the 1 second between the blackout and if you pause it at the right spot, right, you will see me there.
Like I would literally be like, look, if you don't like, if you watch the show and you genuinely like are a fan of the show, go ahead and watch the whole episode. But if you just like, I just want to see you, I'm like, okay, just fast forward to the end, girl. Last 5 seconds.
Look, I'm at the 14, 13, 11 mark. Just, you're fine. Don't worry about it. Like, yeah, no. I was doing background work on this film eons ago. But we ended up being able to have this scene with the lead. So we're like, we gotta be in this. Like, right. Of course. Finally, the movie comes out years later, and I'm just so excited. I'm looking and I'm watching it. The scene didn't pass. I was like, well, maybe they like changed it and like put it somewhere else. Like
they had that the lens where like everything in the foreground is perfect and everything in the background is blurred out.
Right? Like
I think that's me. That might be my elbow.
All right.
I was cool right there.
It's no big deal. Whatever. Yeah. Fine.
Definitely been there.
Like removed from IMDb.
Right. Take off my resume.
Forget it. Never mind. Almost. Have you ever had it where you're like in a scene, but the way that they cut it is like right before, like they pan, they like if they would have just went just a few more inches, you would have been right there.
Yes. I'm right beside the camera. Just scoot over.
You couldn't go two more inches.
Just
Really?
4 inches.
Like, okay, whatever. Fine. Rude. Yeah, no. Had that happen too. It's like, I'm right on the other side of the camera right there.
Yep, I'm standing right
And then it's like, oh, okay. Okay. Hurts. It hurts every single time. It's like,
there. Right.
I was there. I swear I was there. I don't know what to tell you. I was there. Man. Wow, that's so lovely though. So, do you ever see yourself like bringing, I mean, obviously everything is still kind of snowballing right now and you're in the play right now, but do you ever see yourself bringing that talent back to your hometown in any way?
Yeah, definitely.
I want to shoot a film in my hometown,
Yeah.
but I also
I
don't
would
want
like to do something there, yeah. And also like maybe have something like built, I don't know, like a school or just something like some type of acknowledgement that that's my hometown, even though they're making some questionable political decisions, but we ain't gonna talk about
it's all right. My hometown would be St. Louis, Missouri, so
that. Yeah, so I would definitely like to like pour into the city that raised me for
yeah.
sure, in some kind of way.
One day they're gonna get it together.
One can only hope.
Just- oh my god. Yeah, sad business, sad business. But oh my gosh, that's so cool. So now that this is my opinion, I guess,
Yeah.
but now that Marvel is losing its luster
Mm,
and it's not the hot new thing anymore.
hmm
What do you think is the next round of new hotness, and why is it limited series?
mm. I think that limited series gives people an opportunity to tell a story without necessarily having, I guess, the pressure to be like, oh, we have to come up with something else after this. Even
Yeah.
though right now with the limited series, they're still ending on cliffhangers. And I call that kind of like a just in case we want to come back, but
Yeah.
we're
But
not
also,
obligated to come back. This is
yeah,
the
I
story
find that
and this
rude.
is it.
That is
It
rude.
is.
Have
It
some
is.
balls and
And
end
just
the
end
series.
it. Just
You
end
know?
it. They can't.
Like,
They can't.
don't
It's gotta be the just in
no. No.
just in case. We have somewhere
No.
to
I
build
hate
from.
it.
Just in case.
It infuriates me to no end because, well, like there are certain series like I get it. You left on a cliffhanger because there was just it blew up so big, and like we all expect there to be a second season, and then for
Hmm
whatever reason there isn't. It's like, I'm sorry. We were involved in this parasocial relationship where you owe me another season and
Yeah.
you're not
And
delivering.
I think that it may be difficult to just end it like that. I think it's it's the temptation of, well, I don't want to end it and tie everything up in a nice, pretty bow, and everybody lives happily ever after. So how do I end it?
I mean, ended negative. What was it? Da, 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 da. It's one of my favorite ones. The Night of on HBO.
I haven't seen it.
Oh my gosh. It whew, with John Turturro and oh my gosh, who's that handsome young man? It's gonna kill me because I can't think of his name right now. But I mean it chronicles this time in his life where it it was a mistake, and he was imprisoned mistakenly,
Hmm
and he goes through some serious changes through this process of being behind bars, knowing that he was innocent, having to go through all this stuff that he's never experienced before in his life. And at the end of it, he is clearly changed. He is clearly not the same young man that he was when he went in.
hmm
And it ends just with him. I believe I might be getting this mixed up, but it ends with him um leaving his family home, like they're so happy to have him back and out and whatever. Spoilers, sorry. but But he leaves his home to go score drugs because he had started doing drugs in prison. And that's the ending. And you know that his life is never going to be the same as it was before that happened. But at the same time, it was so satisfying because it's like, because we're only getting this glimpse into his life. We're not going to have the whole story. The arc is this many episodes. And so for me, it was like, it wasn't pretty. It wasn't nice. It wasn't, we're definitely not leaving this with like hopes and dreams. Like, it's more of just like the reality of it.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, that could be the harsh reality. Yeah, especially with that.
But it was, I mean, mwah. I recommend watching it. The performances in it were just Riz Ahmed. That's his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's the one that was in the film. I can't think of the name of that film, but with where he lost his hearing. He was a drummer.
Yeah.
He lost his hearing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, just phenomenal, wonderful acting in it. And it's, you know, it was brilliant. It was, I mean, yeah, I watched it a few times because it was just, it was a masterclass in acting, honestly, watching that. And, you know, yeah, it was hard. It was rough and it was not great for him, but it's just like, oh my God, that was so good. And I would rather want another season knowing that this is kind of where we end versus like, okay, we getting another season. We're not getting another season, are we? Okay.
But you would be okay if there was not another season. You would be okay with it just ending like that.
I'm okay because they still have. I mean, there's no talks of ever it moving on past that one season, and I'm totally fine with that. And it was great. It was fantastic, and I'm like, cool. I mean, like Ted Lasso, they're like, we made enough content for 3 seasons. We knew what we wanted to say in those 3 seasons. So,
love that show.
Even though I love that show, did you see that last episode when they were in Amsterdam?
Yes.
Oh no, that's all I was gonna say.
Okay, I was like, yes, I did see that episode. Yeah,
it was either yes or no. If you said no, I'm like, that's it. You need to go watch it. I'm not gonna tell you nothing else.
Yes, I did. I didn't know if another one had come out since.
No.
But yeah, that is the last one.
The Amsterdam. That episode is probably my favorite one of the series.
That show. It's
honestly
so witty and just fun, and the commitment of everybody to their characters.
Oh my gosh,
so yummy and lovely.
Right? It's just delicious, and everyone is so their character. Like, absolutely. I can't imagine other people being these characters. Like, perfectly cast, wonderfully done. And that last episode is probably my favorite one of the series.
It was very good. It was very good.
But like, as much as I love that show, I want them to really stay true to their word and be like, we wrote enough for 3 seasons and this is where it is. And I'm like, cool. Am I going to be crushed? Yes.
Yeah.
But you made a promise, and that was your promise, and you keep your promise.
Yeah, but sometimes money speaks louder. So
that's the fear for me. Like, I mean, would you
ever?
When
it gets to that point, when you're at the point where it's like, I've only written enough for this, and you get enticed to like, oh well, now I kind of have to continue it on. I think then it starts to get watered down, and it starts to veer from what made it so great in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do agree that if you're committing to be a limited series, let it be that. Another big wave that's happening now that is actually very annoying to me, the movie being turned into a musical, and then the musical being turned into a movie musical.
Yeah, I've never been on board with it. I didn't go see Beetlejuice. I didn't go see Heathers. I won't go see Legally Blonde. I loathe it. Like, and then like, it's so funny because there's this kid I used to babysit. Like, she's 14 now, but she'll be like, "Oh, have you seen the Heathers?" And I'm like, yeah, from like 1980.
The original, yeah.
Yeah. And she's like, no, the musical. And I'm like, no, don't say that to me out loud. Like, like, no. Yeah, no, that's fair.
and the prequels and the remakes and the like all of that.
Like,
if you think about it, all of it is just the money train. Like, why reinvent the wheel? We already have this niche audience, these people who are interested and nostalgic and they love this thing. Let's make it again.
Literally, it's like, let's do it, but in live action.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Yeah.
And like, I'm not gonna like, it's one of the, I think, yes, it's oversaturated in that market, because there are some things that have been remade that I like the remake better than the original, but it's become this like, oh, we're just gonna remake it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
How many Batman movies do we need? How many reincarnations of Spider-Man are there?
Right.
Like, there are so many stories. It's an infinite universe of stories. Like, you want to recreate this story over and over. We know he got bit by the damn radioactive spider. We get it. It happened. Great. Stop telling me that story.
Right. What is next?
You know, like, stop it. So, like, I mean, yeah, I think it gets lazy, I will say, after a while. And it's like, if there's something refreshing that you can bring to this franchise or something interesting, then by all means.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's that fine line of like, there's still cash to be made here, so we're just gonna push that out.
It out for as much as you can get out of there.
Like, it's disintegrated in your hands. What are we doing? Like, there's no right. It's like, you just basically.
I think we're done now. There's nothing else left.
Like, no, I got it.
You got a little sketch.
I got this. We're gonna do it. It's like, oh God.
Let's talk about the spider. Let's focus on the spider and how he feels about all of this.
And like, we're gonna have
spider radioactive to begin with. Let's follow the spider's life.
We're gonna follow, like, there was huge upheaval because PETA did not like us experimenting on this spider. Okay, and then it was just like,
when he bit Peter, he lost all his power. So he's been on a quest to find Peter, to confront him and get his power back, because he didn't mean to bite Peter. It was an accident.
So they like, we thought he was dead. He just passed out.
Yeah.
He just passed out.
And all of that power just left his body, and
it's a lot.
Him.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
And now he's poor little spider. Yeah. Please don't make that. Nobody make that movie.
Please don't make it. We should make it just because it's a little spoof, like the little sketch or something.
Like, man spider.
Oh, yes, I love it. We're gonna do it. I love it. I love it.
But it's like man, spider. It's like man, spider.
I love it. I love it.
So then what is the magic number that you would turn the no into a yes?
Oh, I don't know. It would have to be presented to me. And I would have to, I would literally have to see like what, I would have to weigh the pros and cons. Because if I said no, and the number is going to change the no into the yes, it's got to be more than the number that changes the no into the yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's fair. I like to believe
honestly, unless the reason I said no was because of the money. Because I don't want to say no. Like, if you present me with a project, I don't like the character, or I don't like whatever.
Yeah.
And I say no because of that reason. And then you're like, well, I'll give you more money to do it. And then I'm like, okay. But it's like, I still don't like the character.
Right.
Like, yeah, it's great. I'm getting more money now, but why am I doing it?
Right.
Like, it's gotta, of course, money is great.
Yeah.
But I would like to like the stuff that I'm doing.
Fair. Yes. No, fair.
Or the people that I'm working with.
Yeah.
Money is just cherry on top.
I mean, it's like, that's also nice. It's like
cherry factory,
man. So, hypothetical for you.
Mm-hmm.
Say you go into this movie You're excited about doing it. Everything seems great. The idea seems great. The message behind it. 10 years later, you look back at that film and it doesn't pass like the Bechdel test, or it's just super just like cringe watching it back.
Mm-hmm.
What would you do at that point? Like, because like at some point, you're still making movies, so then people are now asking you like, do you remember that film you did? Like, what would your response be to like someone, say you're on a press tour or something and someone asking you about that movie?
Yeah, I would acknowledge it. We're constantly growing and changing. And so the person that I was when I did that, I'm not that same person anymore. I had a different understanding of it then
Yeah.
than I do now. Um, so yeah, I think just being accountable and acknowledging the truth of it,
I mean,
sometimes you don't know what you don't know. So,
I feel like it should be that simple. And yet,
oh, but it's not.
people
Yeah,
just,
it's not.
yeah. I watched Miss Congeniality
Hmm.
recently, and granted, like the idea, the message underneath all of that is like, I get that. We're exploring this idea that women are more than just these vapid people and like whatever, and uh there's more than one way to be a girl and blah blah blah, but
Hmm.
also it's like the amount of misogyny and pick me energy in this movie is hurting my soul. And I'm just like,
Of
oh
course,
dude.
and I bet you didn't feel that way when you first watched
No,
it.
it's like, oh, this is
Yeah,
funny, blah blah
this
blah, and
is
it's
great.
like,
It's a great movie.
it's like, oh my gosh, this obvious homophobia is like making me
Yeah,
itch.
yeah,
Like, what is
yeah.
happening?
As
Yeah.
you grow as a person, as the times change, as we're more aware of things that are happening around us, yeah, the things that we watched and listened to when we were younger, more than likely were cringe and more than likely had meanings and messages that we couldn't even understand in.
And we're still making movies like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Some people ain't woke up yet.
Just gonna shed one tear for them.
Or they don't care. It's just like,
I
again,
mean,
it's,
there's always those people. Again, it goes back to the money and like,
yes.
so yeah, they'll find a way to do it. So yeah. Well, awesome. I loved it. As you know, here on Catching Up with You, we care about people. And of course, we love catching up with you. And we also love supporting organizations that you are passionate about. So, is there an organization that you would like to speak on that you are passionate about?
Yeah, a few. Few. Indulge me for a moment.
I'm ready. I am ready.
I want to shout out this organization. It's called Youth About Business. It is a nonprofit organization that is dedicated to exposing the youth ages 10 through 18 to the business world. And so they have all kind of programs that focus on enhancing the youth business literacy and leadership skills.
Mm.
I was actually a participant of the program when I was younger. They've been around for over 25 years. So that's one organization, and their website is youthaboutbusiness.org. Another one is one near and dear to both of our hearts, Black Film Space. Yes, that's how we met, and and yes, I volunteered with them. Black Film Space is also a nonprofit organization dedicated to improving the careers of Black filmmakers, and they have all types of skill enhancing and community building and professional development workshops and events geared toward that goal.
I
Um,
also support because they helped me get a short film made. So,
yes, yes, and like I've made so many amazing connections through them, and their website is blackfilmspace.com. And then I have a couple friends that I want to shout out because they are small business owners and they're doing amazing things, Black business owners. My friend is the owner of the Dominici Collective here in Harlem. Woo woo.
yo.
And then also I have another friend based out of California, and her company is Golden Peaches. Yeah, I want to highlight those Black entrepreneurs and women.
Oh, fantastic. Yes. And all of those links will definitely be in the description box below. So don't worry if you missed it. First of all, you should be going back and rewatching this episode multiple times. That's neither here nor there. They will be in the description box. So, well, thank you so very much for
Yes, this
being
was
on Catching Up
fun.
with you.
Yes.
I'm glad that you had a good time. I had a fantastic time. I can't
Awesome.
wait to see you in more. Everything, anything, all the things, our action, mockumentary, political, television show.
Yes.
Like, it's gonna be amazing.
Right. We already have like our little treatment ready.
I mean, it's ready to go.
Our video treatment.
It's ready to go. Let's do it. Like we can co-write it, get it out there. It's like, I'm ready. So.
Yes.
Well, thank you for catching up with me as I caught up with you.
Awesome.
However that works.
And here we are at the end, sort of, halfway. We're taking a little tiny break, just a little bit, just tiny. Yeah, we're taking a little break. We will be back at the end of and no, all jokes aside though, we will be back starting at the end of July again with some very cool episodes. I'm super excited about them. Just as excited as I was for these episodes. But, they're still here. So you can do yourself a favor and go rewatch them or watch them for the first time. They're going to be there for you. They're here. And while you're doing that, you know what's up. Go ahead and give that like and subscribe button a little pound town action. And again, if the summer heat is giving you all kinds of sexual healing, go ahead and give that ring notification bell a little pickle tickle, and I'll see you in July. All right, take care. Yes,